Today I'm going to talk about the follow-up work order feature in the field service mobile app, which is going to make it super easy for technicians to create a work order when they're completing a job on a site. So today, if a technician has permissions to create a work order and they want to create a work order, they would go into the field service mobile app, they would go into the work orders tab, and within that, they will be able to go and create a new work order by clicking on the options drawer here and clicking on new. When they do that, they have to fill out a bunch of fields relevant to the service account. Imagine I'm on site with the customer already. Bunch of the data is similar to what the current work order I have been working on, but I have to go in and fill it again. So for example, the first thing I'll do is select an account for that work order, which is the account that I have been working on. Similarly, I'll go in and select the work order type, which is potentially a diagnosis and repair for an asset I might have just installed. Once I select that, I have to go in and select the service address for that particular location. The default service address that gets populated is the one associated with the service account that I just selected, but it might be the case that the site that I'm working on is slightly different. And I have to put in the detail of that particular location. Once I put that information in, the address, the service account, the work order type, and there are a bunch of other fields that I might have to put in for the work order to work for my organization. I click on save, and that work order is created successfully. I can go and see the details of that work order that has been created. Once I refresh, and I'll see that work order number 22 has just been created for my organization. Now that's definitely a way for customers and technicians to go and create that work order, but it does become cumbersome when they have to add all of those fields for that follow-up work order. Now imagine a scenario with this feature where you are actively working on a work order. And as you finish that work order, you are able to import a lot of the data in that work order into that new work order. So I go to my bookings with this feature. When I set the booking status to completed, after I have finished off the various service tasks associated with the booking, that booking is closed. And when I click on the options toolbar right here, it gives me a new option called follow-up. When I select this follow-up option, it takes me to the work order creation screen, but this time it will show me the basic details of the work order already filled out based on the previous work order I have been working on. So based on the previous booking, it already brings in the service account, the billing account, and it brings in the service address of that location. You can see that this service address is the same service address associated with the previous booking, and I don't have to change that. The only thing I do have to select is the work order type because the follow-up work order might be of a different type. So I'll select the work order type here, click on save, and that will create a new work order. I can go back and check if that work order has been created. And indeed, it does show that the work order has been created with the fields that the technician had populated with the correct status and with the address which was populated from the previous booking right here. This makes it super easy for technicians to create follow-up work orders when they finish one work order and want to add another one into the queue without having to enter all the details and reducing friction for them. Now, this feature does depend on the technicians having access to and the ability to create work orders. So for organizations that do enable that through the security roles assigned to the technician, this will make the flow super easy for them. Further, besides the fields that I just talked about, please refer to our documentation for the full list of fields which are imported from the previous booking or work order into the new work order. Hopefully, you find lots of use for this feature for your organizations, and the technicians find it much easier to create new work orders with this feature.